Hi, welcome everyone. This is a Maker Core Information Session broadcast number 2. I'm Nancy Rink. I'm the program coordinator here at Maker Ed.
Hi everyone, and I'm Stephanie Chang. I'm the Director of Youth Engagement here at Maker Ed, and we're really excited to tell you about Maker Core 2015.
Super excited. So we're going to do a pretty brief presentation, and then we'll go into what you guys are all here for, the Q&A. So really quickly, we're monitoring YouTube for questions and comments, and I also have the Q&A app. If you'd like to ask questions via that, it's really easy because we see it on the sidebar. And I also posted a link in the Google event page if you want to join us live. Like we have a couple guests with us today.
Absolutely.
So thanks for joining.
Yes, definitely. And we'll have time for you to chime in and ask questions and join in on the conversation after our quick presentation. We also have some Q&A or some questions from the last session from last week that we'll address as well.
Yes.
In case we didn't get to it last time.
Yeah. All right. You want to get started?
Let's do it.
All right.
So we are Maker Ed, Maker Education Initiative. The Maker Core program is our flagship program, and it actually started out as a commitment that we made at the Clinton Global Initiative back in 2012. So Maker Ed is about 2.5, almost 3 years young, and we made a commitment to provide and help build the capacity of youth-serving organizations to offer making opportunities to communities around the nation, and this is one of the ways that we're doing it. And so we now have many, many more programs that you can read about on our website, Young Makers, the Open Portfolio Project, and Maker Vista, but this is the one that we'll be talking about today. And Maker Ed, we are headquartered in Oakland, but we're a national nonprofit, and we focus on creating more opportunities for all youth to engage in making and learn and create confidence and creativity. And we work with educators, organizations, and communities around the nation. Are really thrilled to be able to connect and learn from them as well.
Yeah.
So you'll see right here in the picture, this was our founding executive director, Anne Marie Thomas, along with our some of our Maker Ed board members at CGI 2012, and that's one of our Maker Core member quotes.
Yeah. All right. So the next we're going to talk about are our host sites. So who participates in Maker Core? We're actually twofold. There's the Maker Core host sites, which would be y'all, and we also work with Maker Core members, which we can talk about later. So host sites are organizations that we partner with across the nation. They're pretty diverse. We work with museums, libraries, schools, science centers, after-school programs, lots of different types of things across a lot of different states. So here is a map of both our Maker Core 2013 host sites and our 2014. We have a little bit of an overlap, so they're about 34 per year, so a total of 50. 17 museums, 7 school districts, 5 libraries. We worked with ASU University down in Arizona, and then about 21 different science centers, after-school programs, and maker spaces. So what does it mean to be a host site? What do you have to do? There are several core program components. We work in the spring and the summer to do a development camp series, which is training, online training via Google Hangouts. So here you can see a couple screenshots of some training that we've done and projects that came out of it. We work in the spring on, let's see, a lot of different topics. Mm-hmm. We do creativity, number of topics like inclusion.
And they range from approaches and pedagogies and how to facilitate these experiences to like specific subjects and skills too. So it kind of stretches across the range of topics.
Yeah, and includes making.
Yes.
And then we also do a summer program, which is also via online, which is a little bit targeted towards the Maker Core members of that year. So there's different problems come up when you're different Maker Core members. So here is an example of we did a take apart session. We had a couple different programs at host site institutions that really focused on getting recycled objects and taking those apart and building. Ooh. Please mute. Yeah, we'll mute that. So we focus the summer program training via for questions that Maker Core members ask us in that summer, which is really great because we can really target down each year.
Absolutely. And those sessions help to support and then also share the different experiences of different host sites and Maker Core members so that there's a lot of peer-to-peer support in that way.
Yeah, and we also have the host sites participate in those development camps pretty regularly, so that's really fun to have them share with the Maker Core members at different sites.
Definitely.
Another component is the possibility box, which is a curated box full of materials, and this is just to help facilitate Maker Core members and host sites to come up with different projects and ideas, and also to get them into the practice of sharing their project ideas and getting feedback and sort of doing a design process with other Maker Core members. And they do that via an online community. So we use a Google community, and this is where we post prompts, we post topic questions, we let, that's also just free, you can just post whatever you want. So if someone who's working on a project they come up with, they'll put it online, they'll say, hey, this is something I'm doing, this is how I did it. They'll get other Maker Core members and sometimes host site supervisors that comment like, hey, that's really cool, we're doing something like that, how did you do that? Oh, we want to adapt it to do some, a different thing that fits into our project. So it's really cool to see the collaboration happen online.
And sometimes there's like conversation and active feedback too. So if you're stuck or there's a component of your program that you're not really sure about, things like that, that ends up being a really good forum for conversation as well.
Yeah. Another thing that we, whoops, there they go. We also have casual hangouts, and these are non-mandatory for Maker Core members and supervisors, but it's just something, we'll be online for an hour, sort of like this, and people can come on and say, hey, we're working on this, this is what we're doing this week, what do you think, let's share some ideas, let's think it out. It's a really good time to have a casual, laid back hangout to develop those skills. Here's an example of our casual hangout with our Maker Core members. They're a lot of fun. I have a note, when we did one on art bots, and the Museum Adventure, they did a human art bot, which was really funny. I really enjoyed this. You really get to, everyone's personalities really come out in that. We also have a couple new things for Maker Core 2015, namely accountability. So this year we are going to track the progress of Maker Core members going throughout the spring development and the summer development and provide feedback to the supervisors so the supervisors can know where their Maker Core members are at in terms of what they know, sort of project development skills that they have been enhancing with us.
And this is based on feedback that we've gotten from host site supervisors over the past 2 years just to better understand how they can support their Maker Core members on site and how we can do that as well.
Yeah. We're also going to have the development camps be asynchronous. So they were online before, but we would have them watch them between this week and this week. And this time we're going to decouple that. So if you hire a little bit later, that's okay. If your Maker Core members can only watch them after, after their finals because they're a college student or something like that. They can watch them the last 2 weeks of May and they start their host site in June. Or they have a little bit more time, they can start watching them in late April, and then they'll be really prepared when they come to your host site. But we want to make the time less stressful on our Maker Core members and on yourself, because then it loosens up deadlines for hiring and recruitment. We are also looking to do an end-of-year recognition for Maker Core members. We thought that would be really, really fun. So we're looking into different stuff. Looks like our audio is terrible. Let me see if we can fix it a little bit better. Can you guys hear me more clearly? No. Oh dear. Can you guys, let's see. One moment. Let's retry that.
Picking up feedback. Oh, weird.
What if we take the microphone off? Or yeah, let's try that. Okay. Let's just switch it. Yeah. Is that better? Yes, great. Yay! All right.
Thank you for letting us know.
Yes, thank you. Sorry about that, everyone. So we're at end of year recognition for Maker Corps members. We're hoping to recognize Maker Corps members for their summer
contribution.
Yeah.
And really how they are now situated in a really great position and environment to continue to contribute and be a part of that community. That's what we're really excited to see as well. So we wanted to celebrate that a little bit more than we have in years past.
Yeah. And then lastly, we are going to do host site supervisor training. So this is also based on feedback from a number of our host sites to do supervisor onboarding. So we're looking at doing definitely mandatory, but about a three session series of host site supervisor training to really get you guys prepared for your Maker Corps member staff in the summer.
And that's both around how to recruit and hire, but also how to best support them, because they may be, Maker Corps members may be different staff or new sorts of professionals or students that you might not have worked with before, and so we want to provide tips and tricks on how to best utilize them.
Yeah, and also we can do feedback for like, programs and stuff. Any ideas you guys have?
Yeah. Sounds great. So Maker Corps is a fee-based program, and our program fees are based, as you see on the screen, on your annual institutional budget. We do have grants available this year with the support of Cognizant, which is really exciting. We'll be releasing a little bit more information about that along with our application come January 5th. So you'll be able to see on our website some of the questions that we ask related to that. We will ask you to submit a budget, explain why you're applying for a grant, and also think a little bit more carefully about how you would use your Maker Corps members. And the other thing in relation to applications too is that we're looking to have organizations, and this is based on experiences from past years, to apply as a cohort in conjunction with maybe another organization or two organizations in your geographical region. We've had a lot of people who have been interested in working and collaborating really closely with other, museums or libraries or schools across the street from them, and thinking about how they can work together during the summer to really support Maker Corps members and bring making into their community in a much more integrated way. So that's something that we'll be showcasing a little bit more as well.
Yeah. And then finally, when does the application open? January 5th. We'll be launching the application and application details and grant details on January 5th, and then it will be open until January 30th, and then we'll take about 2 weeks to evaluate, and then we'll announce them February 13th, hopefully.
Yeah.
So now we can go into Q&A.
Absolutely.
So we actually have about 6 questions from last week or last time we didn't get to. So we're going to answer those first, and then we'll just open it up to YouTube and the Q&A app, and then also we have a number of people joining us live, so that's very exciting.
Absolutely.
So the very first question, and I didn't write the names on here, but how is this program different from the Maker Camp program?
So Maker Camp, some of you may be familiar with, is a summer online camp run by Maker Media. And it's in partnership with Google, and it is all free. You can check it out at makercamp.com. It's mostly content and curriculum, so they do what they call 30 days and 30 projects. So there's a lot of fun information. They do field trips, like virtual field trips, different places, and invite guest speakers on as well. But it's mostly content driven. They do have some affiliate sites, and there's a loose structure, and that the affiliate sites allow for campers to get together in a physical location. And I think we, with Maker Corps, have had host sites use Maker Camp content and projects, and it's been a really fantastic collaboration, actually. But also be a Maker Corps host site and hire Maker Corps members. And we provide more specific training for the members and supervisors. There's a support structure throughout the year, not throughout the year, throughout the spring and summer. And so we also take into account a lot of your feedback, as you can kind of tell with our revisions and edits to the program, to think about how we can better support and work more closely with you. And one of the big components I think about Maker Corps too is the network that we're creating. So we may be able to introduce you in the Southwest to an organization in the Northeast that you may have never heard about, but may actually have very parallel programming and circumstances. and we can all learn from one another.
Yeah. Awesome. Second question.
Yeah.
Does the whole school or district have to be part of the application, or can this be a program piloted by a teacher with permission for use of school space by the district? Right? Yes. Or you can apply as a teacher. You don't need to have the whole district. It'd be awesome. We have a couple different schools that apply as just a section of the school. We also have school districts, so it can be both. You can definitely start as a teacher.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the one thing to take into account if it's a program piloted by the teacher is that you are required to hire Maker Corps members.
Yeah.
So you will have to have the capacity to do that, but it doesn't certainly have to be your entire district or school as a whole.
Yeah. The third question is about grants. What is the range of the grants available, and what type of things will they cover? It seems from your webinar that the grant will not cover salaries for the Maker Corps members. Can you provide clarification on what type of budget the host site organization will need and what parts of the budget might be supported by the grants you referenced?
Yes. So we are clarifying the details of it, and we'll release. And this is one of the questions I think that Jared had asked just a moment ago as well. So the range of grants will be up to a certain amount, and what they will cover is the program fee, the cost of the possibility boxes for your Maker Corps members and your host site yourself, as well as the salaries of the Maker Corps members. So one of the things that we ask of you, and you'll see that in some of our program details on our website, is that your Maker Corps members are paid. They can be part-time or full-time, between 20 to 40 hours per week for 8 to 10 weeks during the summer. But these are paid summer job opportunities for them. And they're providing service for you and your organization, but hopefully they're also providing capacity building work as well as makers and residents. So you'll get a lot from them. And so the grants will cover that. And so the budget, clarification on what type of budget the host organization will need, some of those details will be in the application itself too.
Great. Number 4. As a host organization, are we responsible for additional compensation beyond the admin fee you mentioned? So like Stephanie just mentioned, we do ask that the Maker Corps members are paid. So that would be aside from the admin fee.
Yeah, and the grants will be issued based on your need as well. And so for some of the organizations who apply for the mini grant, you may have program fees, Maker Corps member salaries, and possibility box fees covered entirely, and some subset. It just varies across the board.
Yeah. Number 5. Do you have an informational packet I could use to get people interested in coming together? I have a Fab Lab, a library, and an architecture school I would love to bring together.
That, first of all, sounds like such an awesome trio.
Yeah.
But yes, we will. Yeah. We have everything coming together, and we will release all of the information along with the live application come January 5th.
On our website.
On our website.
Yeah.
And there's also information on there right now from last year that you're welcome to use and reference and get that information started.
Yeah, and if you want to sign up for our host site interest form and put your email in, I will send an email directly to everyone on that list on January 5th to let everyone know, send the link so that you don't have to constantly be looking at our website.
Yes.
I'm sure what everyone's doing. Number 6, how far ahead of the summer are you typically paired with Maker Corps members? So we recruit with the host site. So the host site is actually hiring the Maker Corps members. We don't select them for you. They go through the process because we've seen that host sites have the best time when they recruit regionally, so in their location versus nationally. And we help you by putting you out on our Twitter, and we usually ask host sites to write a blog post so that we can promote you, and then I also will help promote sometimes with local colleges and stuff. And so that typically happens
starting in like mid-March.
We started mid-March last time, so yeah, April.
Around then.
Yeah.
So mid-spring.
Yeah.
And we'll encourage you. We'll do a lot of work to encourage you and help you promote your opportunities. And that, I mean, as great as your regional outreach will be, it is a national program, so there are Maker Corps members who are excited to relocate for the summer and come work in a new city, in a new area with you, especially depending on the program that you're a part of.
Absolutely.
And yeah, like Nancy said, we ask you to take them through the hiring process yourself because you know who's best for your organization.
Yep.
But yeah.
Yeah, so that's all of our questions from last time. We can now open it up. I'll hop onto the YouTube page, and anyone who's online have any questions for us.
Yeah, if you
Now
haven't
is the
answered
time.
anything, you feel free to unmute yourselves
Yeah.
and ask away. Oh, one thing I don't know if we mentioned, this is related to the question around hiring, is that for host sites who are applying, you may also use existing staff as Maker Corps members. We know we've had that question in past summers. If you're applying for the mini grant, we do request that you hire anew, only because we're bringing fresh capacity to your organization. But if you do have staff who either have the capacity and time or are part-time, you want to expand their responsibilities during the summer, that's definitely a possibility. And sometimes it works really nicely because they are part of your staff already, they're part of your organization, they know the culture, things like that. One of the questions is, if we already have a camp in planning stages, could a Maker Corps member work within that camp's framework instead of your plan? Yes, I would say so. I'm not quite sure what you mean by framework.
Well, so I think I know what we're passing out. So each host site actually applies to Maker Corps, and they give a description of their program that they're hoping to do that summer. We actually don't dictate that. We have our Maker Corps host sites have really diverse programming from multiple different sites. So museums are going to have a certain thing. Library, a mobile bus will have different programming. So we don't dictate the framework. You apply with a program you have in mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, like Nancy said, some of them are like week-long or 2-week-long summer camp programs. Some of them are drop-in afternoon opportunities. That really varies from site to site, and we're excited about that. We'll provide kind of the professional training and development to help that, both for you as a host site and with the Maker Corps members. The one other thing with the Maker Corps members that you might want to think about is that we encourage you to use them as makers in residence, which means that they have a lot of expertise and interests that you can draw upon that may influence where your programming goes during the summer or may not, or it may go towards what you do in the fall, kind of as a continued contribution to your organization. I hope that answered your question.
Yeah, absolutely. And also note, if you have asked a question on YouTube, there's a bit of a lag, so it takes us a bit to catch up.
Yes. Any other questions at all? Are fees determined by you or the local site? So the program fees for the program are based on your annual budget. And so there was that chart that we had.
Yeah.
You can pull it
up. Go up.
Right there.
There we go.
So it's based on your institutional budget.
Yeah, so under 500K, $500 for a program fee. Between 500K and $1 million, it's maybe 1,000, and then over $1 million, 2,000.
Mm-hmm.
There was a question that popped up and then it went away. I don't know. Google changed on that.
Google changes on us a lot. If you had just asked one, if you could ask it again.
Could you ask it again? Sorry. I think it was Tom.
Either Tom or Philip. There you go.
Can you give examples of the programming that works best with the setup? Specifically, what content you prefer to support? Digital media, okay.
Yeah, that's a great question. Yeah. We were actually just talking about this like an hour ago.
Yeah.
Digital media is great. We
love all kinds.
Will you share the presentation? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so we love all sorts of making. Digital media absolutely is a part of that. We do encourage that there's some hands-on sort of component to it. We would love for there to be for it to be open-ended in the sense that not everyone is creating, not every youth member or audience member is creating exactly the same thing and will end up with exactly the same result. So leaving it open-ended a little bit for customization, for unique creations, that is really important to us. Mm-hmm. What am I missing? Depending on your programming and your site, I think it depends on how much time you allow for the programming. Yeah. But we certainly, the more time the better, but we recognize the constraints of that.
The big part is that the child go home and want to keep working on the project.
Yeah, continued engagement I think is a really important part of that too. Yeah. But as you can kind of tell, those parameters, if you would even call them that, are pretty open-ended,
Yeah.
pretty broad, and so a lot of different organizations have programming that fits within that they're offering during the summer that Maker Corps members can engage with.
Yeah, absolutely.
And yes, we will share this presentation.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Any other questions? Thanks for popping the questions up. It's great. Sorry that we're answering them in really weird ways.
Well, this is really new. I've never seen it before like that.
Yeah, if you guys don't know, right now what we're seeing pop-ups of text come up and then they disappear. So then if we don't catch it right away, we're not really sure what happens to it. But we're trying.
Yeah. Let's see. Check the Google page and check YouTube.
Any other questions about any of the process? Oh, click the chat app. Is that showing up? Oh, you guys are geniuses. Lots of reverse.
Wow, that's a lot of. That's great.
Fantastic. I think we're.
Oh, we've got a lot of questions on there.
Oh, we are considering running a maker program through several local parks and rec that would rotate through cities in our region.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
Money from fees would pay the Maker Corps member. Would this be an appropriate proposal to submit? Yes.
Yeah.
100%. That's so neat.
Cool.
That's fantastic. Philip, if you have any other questions related to that, feel free to ask them. But yes.
Have we answered all these questions up there?
Yes.
So. Okay.
And thank you, Tom, for the
for
the hint. That was really useful. For some reason, we missed that. We knew about the chat app, but you know. Yeah, that's fantastic, and that's a little affiliated with the cohort idea too. Mm-hmm. Is that if there are organizations that you officially want to partner with, feel free to apply as a cohort. We will evaluate your application based on organization by organization. But we're really excited to see how people are collaborating in one region. And Philip, I think that's a prime example of it.
Great. Any other questions? Anyone out there watching, feel free to submit a question on our YouTube comments page. You can also click in and ask a question on our Q&A app.
Yeah.
Just give us a minute or two. There's a bit of lag, so we'll try to capture the questions as they come in, but sometimes they pop up.
Yeah. What will the application page look like? Number of pages and length? That's a great question. Currently, I believe it is 4 pages long with about, there's some general questions related to just like contact information, your address, things like that. And then there's probably about 10 to 15 questions. Bigger questions, and some of them are logic-based, so like if yes, something, if no. I would allocate at least about an hour, depending on kind of what content you've created beforehand.
Yeah, and then if you're applying for the grant, we're going to ask for like a statement of purpose type thing, like why you're applying, and then uploading the budget. So that will take a little bit more time.
Yeah. Last year we had a worksheet of all the questions available as well, and we'll try and do that this year too. That way you can get a glimpse of, you can see the overview of all the questions before you start going into the form to actually answer them.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Yeah. Tom, have people had Maker Corps members work at traditional summer camps that offer Maker courses? Gosh, that's a great question.
Traditional summer camp. I don't know if we've worked with
an official
summer camp before.
Yeah, that's a great question.
That would be really cool.
I don't think we have, but we're excited to do so.
Yeah.
I think the one thing would be, I would guess that you probably have a lot of that content and curriculum created beforehand before you hire, or maybe at the same time as you're hiring Maker Corps members. And I just encourage you to take advantage of the Maker Corps members that you hire to bring in any of your ideas too.
I missed a question from. Oh no, we already answered that one. Okay. We'll check YouTube again.
We're working to create a set of Maker courses for summer term. That's fantastic. That's great.
Cool.
And we've had schools. We've worked with schools and school districts before who have kind of turned their summer school into a summer maker camp or summer maker school, which has been really nice. And they're just approaching it in very different ways. So feel free to use that sort of model too.
Yeah. Great. No questions on YouTube.
Okay. Awesome.
Awesome.
I think too, if you're looking for some examples of projects and ideas and activities or even program models, feel free to check out our resource library.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
It's on our website, makered.org/resources, and there's a whole bunch of different categories with lots of information, some of them specifically from our MakerCore host sites and partners in the past, to kind of see what they've been doing and what some good examples out there are. And feel free to, ask more questions as well.
Yeah, and feel free to email me any questions at nancy@makered.org.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any others?
I can't think of any questions that I didn't ask last time.
Gosh, do I have any questions?
No.
Nancy, what has been your most favorite project created from MakerCore?
From MakerCore? Oh my gosh. That's hard to say because sometimes I'll go onto the community and there'll just be a picture or something that I just don't expect, and I'll laugh for a really long time. Like one of the MakerCore members was doing an e-textile project. We did like a little e-textile prompt last year, and she made a suit for her dog. And I did not expect that going on because you can't even tell. It's like she had a picture of like her sewing. In the background of the picture is her dog hiding under a sheet. And then you scroll down and the next picture is the dog wearing like a little overalls. And it made me laugh so hard. It was really funny.
We get some great projects.
Really great projects. Another one that was really good. I really like Becca's veggie choir.
Yeah, we've had some really fun projects come out of the basic tools like the
makey. Yeah. That got hooked up to vegetables and they would sing.
Depending on what vegetable they were.
Which one you squeezed.
Pretty phenomenal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I've had fun too seeing how different host sites run different summer programs and how they use the ways that they use MakerCore members in different ways. So yeah. Oh, Colleen had a question. What is the advantage of being a host site instead of just offering our own program? That's a great question.
Yeah.
You can certainly just offer your own program.
Yeah.
I think the MakerCore program provides both the support and training as well as the network to a whole bunch of other sites and organizations who are undergoing similar situations and have similar sorts of things. So there's a lot of room for sharing and collaboration. And through our national recruitment efforts for MakerCore members, you may be able to hire summer employees that you might not have realized are available to you.
Yeah.
So that's one other thing. And we're really excited to link, libraries to libraries, museums to museums, and then cross organizations too. Yeah. There's so much to learn from each other, bridging all sorts of formal and informal education.
Yeah.
That's my best answer.
So Philip asks, would a focus on a week-long 3D printing program be appropriate? Multiple sites a week.
Yeah, we had who was it? Digital Harbor Foundation in Baltimore actually ran summer camp. Oh, this is a great example. They ran summer camp programs throughout the summer that utilized their MakerCore members, and one of them was a 3D printing camp.
Yeah.
And it was great.
Yeah.
It was totally appropriate. It was at one site, but it was for multiple weeks at a time, and they iterated throughout their offerings as well, and the kids walked away with a ton of skills, a ton of awesome products.
Super cool,
yeah.
The MakerCore members at Digital Harbor, phenomenal.
Yeah.
And they were all pretty young too,
yeah.
which was really, really great. They had done the summer program the year before. They came back to be MakerCore members.
Yeah.
So I really loved doing that. Yeah.
Absolutely. Great questions. Really good questions.
Any other questions out there? None on YouTube, which I think it just means people are using the Q&A app.
Yeah.
Which is good. Nothing on here.
I think we're good.
If anyone has any questions, feel free to still post them, and I will follow up by email because this is our actually last information session before we launch the application.
Absolutely. So yeah, feel free to go onto that Google Plus site and ask questions or email Nancy, and we'll get back to you. And we will release all that information in the application at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, and if you would like me to share the presentation, email me at nancy@maker.org and I'll reply. All right, thanks y'all.
Thanks everyone. Happy holidays.